So being a narcissist isn't that bad. At least that's what this man thinks right here, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all his video and I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts. Yes, y'all. Lee in a circle is back. Let's get it.
Is being a narcissist isn't totally bad.
He said it, not me.
I actually think there's a lot of positives to being a narcissist. I think we have a really bad or negative correlation towards being a narcissist, but as long as you're not harming anybody physically or emotionally, I think focusing on yourself, hyper focusing on yourself, and just maxing out on how selfish you are sometimes is important. I think more people should do it, actually. I think that's where people are actually going. I don't even think this is something that I'm thinking about independently. I think that there's a mass influx of just narcissistic individuals. And if you are not narcissistic in this generation, you might fall behind. I'm just being real.
Now this is a video. I guess he's a new creator, and there are people in the comment section that are saying a few things. It only has 8 comments on it, y'all. Do you even know what narcissist means? No, I don't. No, I don't have Google. So he's being narcissistic. Here's your response. Ew, please don't drag us into your demonic world. I'm guessing he responded to this too. Rage bait. Stop rage baiting me, Neil, please. I'm serious. So yeah, so if y'all don't know, if y'all are new here and just hopping onto my channel, I actually have narcissistic personality disorder. Like seriously, I'm a diagnosed narcissist, so I have the personality disorder. And some people tagged me in that video, and I was just like, huh? Like, so what do I think about that right there? Is it always bad being a narcissist? I don't think it's always the traits of narcissism are bad if they are hurting other people. If you're using the traits, if the traits are hurting you and hurting other people, then yes, absolutely they are bad. But to his point, if you're not hurting people, if you're focused on yourself and trying to maximize your life and being the best version of yourself possible and not hurting other people, which narcissists typically do, then yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a narcissist. It's when those traits start bleeding over into other aspects of your life. It's when you're so overly selfish that you start taking away from other people, right? When you're selfish to the point where you start hurting people and taking away from other people and distracting other people and minimizing other people's struggles and things like that. When your selfishness is overriding everything else and you just don't care about anybody else, that's when it becomes an issue. When your selfishness leads to a distinct or just a pervasive lack of empathy, that's when it becomes that's when it's a problem for everybody else, right? That's when it becomes an issue, a huge issue, not just a small issue, not just a minor issue. It becomes a huge issue because typically narcissists, I've been diagnosed, are typically destroying the people around them. They're, you know what I mean, destroying the closest people to them. Like their wife, their husband, their children, they get the worst version of the narcissist. While everybody out there in the real world typically gets the best version of them. You know, typically everybody else out there in the real world gets the best version of their narcissist. Like he's talking about maxing out in your life. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's when you're maxing out in your life and your circle becomes like, let's say you're maxing out in your own life, you become too large and you start affecting other people negatively. That's when it becomes an issue. That's when narcissism becomes an issue, right? Because everybody has levels of narcissism. Let's be real. Healthy narcissism is a real thing. Healthy narcissism keeps people alive. It helps. It's the thing that activates in yourself for self-preservation. Healthy narcissism is cool. It's when it becomes a distraction. It's when it becomes too big and unhealthy. When it starts to affect your life in a negative way and then inevitably affects everybody else's life, when it becomes a huge or bigger issue. You know. So again, I hear him. I get it. But the way he presented it, he just like, you know, I can see why people are like, oh, hell no, narcissists are evil bastards. Yeah, most narcissistic people out here, especially the pathological narcissists, tend to be hurtful people, tend to hurt other people, right? Everybody else tends to get the worst version of that person, right? That does happen. That's a real thing. It does happen to people. So I understand people's aversion to narcissists. Like, I've been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. My bigger platforms, where I have almost 4 million people that follow me on my other platforms, I talk about narcissism every single day. I'm an example of a narcissist who went and got help. I've been in therapy for 8 years. I'm an example of a narcissist who went and sought help, and who went and who puts the work in at least once a month in psychotherapy for 8 years to get better, to become a better person, to make sure that my growth and my maxing out of myself is not negatively affecting other people. That's what I've been doing, y'all. So again, y'all, his page, I'll show y'all his page right here, so y'all can check it out. I don't think he talk about narcissism. I think Neil the Deal is who he is, right? Y'all see right here, Neil the Deal over on TikTok, real estate investor in Texas. Hit the subscribe button, y'all. I'm out. Peace.